Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushua. By the grace of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushua, He has allowed me to come out here and to preach this gospel, standing on my feet, 10 toes down, not going to the left or to the right, but stand right in on Mashiach Yahushua, right? So, before we get started, we're going to face to the east of our homeland of Jerusalem and give all glory, all honor, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushua, to the whole nation of Israel, right? So, Mashiach Yahushua, what a beautiful, beautiful Savior in Mashiach Yahushua, right? And so, I'm just a little saddened a little bit in terms of my spirit, at the condition of our people, Israel, right? And, this is, for the so-called Hebrew Israelites, in terms of saying they understand Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua, but they really don't, right? Because, Yahushua, he outlined and showed us what we're looking for in terms of a behavior, right? Of an aggression toward Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua, fearing Yahweh, loving Yahweh, keeping His commandments, loving your brother and neighbor and all that good stuff. And so you see these people, man, these so-called Israelites, man, who just don't have a clue of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. Remember, Yahweh and Yahushua are one. Now we know they're two different entities. Yahweh is the higher power, and Mashiach Yahushua is the lower power, according to, I think that's Psalm 78, right? So you see these guys, these people talking all this doggone stuff, right? And you also see, just the condition of our people. Our people just don't give a damn, right? They really don't, because if they did, they wouldn't, show this type of lack of leadership, lack of responsibility, all those different attributes, that Yahweh requires of us, right? So let me go to 2nd Esdras first, right? Because when you see this, it's very disappointing. You go through so many different emotions, but we know that this is the will of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. Here, before we go to 2nd Esdras, let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts 5 and 39. Understand that this is the will of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. So let Yahweh be true and everybody a lie, okay? So this is Acts chapter 5 and 39. It says, but if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it, right? So in other words, this is what Yahweh has done to these people. And the first thing I'm going to do, is look at myself. When Yahweh wakes me up, right, by His mercy, because we know His mercy is new every morning. When He wakes me up, I need to consider, what my mission is in terms of what Yahweh expects of me through Mashiach Yahushua. So in other words, man, I got to analyze myself and say, Shemashawat, are you doing enough, to be well-pleasing to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua? And I pray that I am. Okay? It says, and again, it says, but if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it, least happily ye be found even to fight against yourself. So we see that Yahweh has these people, in a dilapidated place, right? It's like being reprobate. And I pray to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh said that I'm not reprobate like that. That I'm not doing something, that's not pleasing to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. Loving your brother. Fearing Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. All of the fruits of the Spirit. So this is what we have to do every time Yahweh allows us the opportunity, to serve Him, right? And you see it found so much in the Hebrew Israelite community. I've never had, trust issues like this. It's a challenged to trust these people because they say all this stuff out their mouth and they don't do none of that stuff, And so this is, being done repeatedly. Now we understand, we all make mistakes, But when you're continually being reprobate like that, you need to check yourself, right? When you're continually doing this stuff, right? And you think, that you are focused in on your Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, but you may not be if you're not doing the attributes that Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai expects of us, okay? So let's go over to the second Esdras. Because Esdras had the same issue. All the prophets did, concerning or regarding our people. How lackadaisical this people is, man. It's pathetic. So let's go to second Esdras, chapter 5. We're going to pick it up at verse 33. It says, "And I said, Speak on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Thou art sore trouble in mind for Israel's sake." This is how my spirit is, right? Troubled in mind for these people who don't give a damn, right? It says, "Lovest thou that people better than he that made them?" So in other words, this is the will of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. That these people are in this dilapidated state that they're in like that. And it's a scary thing. And I pray that I'm not, reprobate like that. And we pray, for our brothers and sisters, that Yahweh converts these people, man, and brings them back to the understanding of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, to understand that. It's not about, lessons and all of that putting out stuff. That's a good thing, which found over, I think it's found over in 1 Corinthians 13. But, Yahweh, the dominant expectation of Yahweh is to love Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, with all that heart, that soul, and that mind. And the second one is to love your neighbor as yourself. So a lot of people are tripped up on that. How in the heck, can I go and I try to, facilitate all of this, right? And help other people, and my house is in shambles. That don't make no sense, right? So it starts with me and my household, right? To get them right. Then you go out and you try to repair all of this right here, okay? Right? So, Israel, and Mashiach, he quotes Isaiah, all that talk. I don't want to misconstrue it. How these people, they say all this stuff with their lips, but they don't do none of that stuff, right? And so you'll understand, the fruit by its tree, or the tree by its fruit, right? So let's go and get, let's go to Ezekiel too, because Ezekiel talks about this. This is why these people are not healed. Now here it is, the Sabbath, Saturday, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. You got these wicked Israelites preaching this lunar Sabbath garbage. This stuff is so garbage. It's a simple Google search. That garbage came out in like 1988, right? That garbage. Before that, it was never ever talked about. So that garbage rose, the lunar Sabbath garbage rose around 1988, right? And it died down for about 10 years, and it re-emerged back in 1998. Garbage. So when you look at Yahweh and what he defines his Sabbath is from the Friday sundown to the Saturday sundown, right? So what a beautiful Sabbath it is this day, to be able to come out here and to stand 10 toes down in Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. Not going to the left or to the right, but staying right focused in on Mashiach Yahweh Shai, okay? As you see all these calamities unfolding in front of you, y'all see all this stuff going on. And y'all get more wicked and wicked, and more reprobate. Lazy as heck. Right? So let's go to Ezekiel. Because Ezekiel was frustrated as well, like all the prophets were. As I am this day. So this is Ezekiel chapter 2, right from the top. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet. So I'm standing on my feet by the grace of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet. And I heard them that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. Look at this stuff. Yeah. The rebellious nation, right? It says, they and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this day. So, and we're going to see, I'm saying, that this generation is much worse, than our forefathers. Let's get that right quick. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah 16. Let's go to Jeremiah 16 and 12. Look at this. Pathetic, man. These people don't give a damn. And you so-called fake Israelites, but y'all fake doggone self, a bunch of damn hypocrites. That's what y'all are, really. A bunch of hypocrites, because you're not doing anything that Mashiach commanded us to do. You ain't doing that. Sick of these doggone people with all this damn talk, man. Quit it. So this is Jeremiah 16 and 12. It says, and ye have done worse than your fathers. Look at that. Worse. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart. Look at that. That they may not hearken unto me. You're not hearkening to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua if you're not loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Yahweh, what he does is put the really simple things in front of us, right? To love your brother, you know what I'm saying? The fruits of the Spirit. And these people can't even accomplish that because they don't have the understanding. Because as we saw earlier, Yahweh has blocked them out, according to, I think that's Romans 11. That's the blinders that they have on. So we pray, that Yahweh converts these people to understand exactly what Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua requires of us to do this work. Right? This is our main mission, is to do the work of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua. Okay? So we see we're doing worse than our fathers. But watch this one. We're doing worse than our fathers. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 33. 2 Chronicles 33, and look at this, Israel. Pathetic. Second Chronicles 33, and we're going to pick up at verse 9. 2 Chronicles 33 and 9, it says, so Manasseh made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to err and to do worse than the heathen. So in other words, we're doing worse than the other nations, the heathen nations who aren't Israelites by blood. We're doing worse than them, right? Whom Yahweh had destroyed before the children of Israel. So we said we're doing worse than these people. You know what I'm saying? With all this talk and all this, just playing around. These people playing, man. They're trying to, you got these people chasing that bag, man. Yeah, y'all chasing that bag, man. Y'all don't give a damn about none of this. All that damn talk. Where you at, man? Disappear. What is all of that about? Straight confusion. Look at the confusion in all of that. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter, let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 6. And, according to Hebrews chapter 4, I think it's 12, somewhere in there, you know what I'm saying? If you're getting cut by this, you know what I'm saying? It ain't me. It's these scriptures that's cutting your tail. You got to come out here, you know what I'm saying, by the grace of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua, and warn these people. Not only do we have to warn the Israelites who don't understand, we have to also warn the Israelites who say they understand. Right? So this is Jeremiah chapter 6 and 16. Look at this one. It says, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, which is Mashiach HaShah, who is the way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not hearken. You know what I'm saying? A rebellious nation. Remember the rebellious nation that Ezekiel is being sent to, which is Israel. You know what I'm saying? To warn, those scorpions. Yeah, I said scorpions. And we're going to see that Yahweh refers to y'all as scorpions. If you're getting cut by this, okay? Let's go back over to Ezekiel. These people all talk, man. Get sick of that, man. It's like, bro, going up the street some doggone well with that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Right? So let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 2, and we're going to pick it up at verse 4. Look at this. It says, for they are impotent children and stiff-necked. Right? Ezekiel called us stiff-necked. Right? Also did a lot of the other prophets. Right? I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus says Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Israel. Thus says Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, love your brothers, you love yourself. Stop being selfish. That's an act of selfishness. Right? 5, it says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house. Yet shall know that there has been a prophet among you. I'm not saying I'm a prophet like that, but Yahweh, I'm saying, is sending me out to do his work and to do his will. You know what I'm saying? In these last days, y'all see all this stuff going on. It says, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. I ain't afraid of none of y'all. And none of this right here, you know what I'm saying? I fear him, you know what I'm saying, that could kill the spirit, soul, and body. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing but some doggone flesh right here. You can't kill my soul, my spirit. That belongs to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. I ain't scared of y'all, right? It says, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Their briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions. So if you're getting cut by this, Yahweh is referring to you or defining you as a doggone scorpion. It says, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. So Yahweh is encouraging me and inspiring me to be not rebellious like that. He said, no, Shema, don't be like them people, man. Because I'm going to kill them if they don't, you know what I'm saying, start to commit to me, completely commit to me, right? Like verse 8, it says, but thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. So this is the role, right, that Yahweh commanded both I think John the Revelator and also Ezekiel to eat that roll. What's the roll? It's the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? That's sweet and honey. Oh, it's so sweet. But when you swallow, when you have to come out here, you know what I'm saying, and address all of these issues, you know what I'm saying, all these dysfunctions with this people, man, it's bitter. When you go to your mother, you know what I'm saying, or your father, or even your wife, or whoever it is, these people look at you like you crazy. That's the bitterness of the truth like that, right? Remember, Yahweh, through Mashiach Yahushua, warned us that Yahushua came to bring the sword. He don't give a damn who you is. When you put your wife or your mother, your child, your job before Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua, you're reprobate. You need to check yourself, right? You see, if you are in the truth like that, right? It says 9. It says, and when I looked, behold, and hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. It's the scriptures. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written their lamentations, mournings, and woes. Because it's this rebellious nation, Israel, all talk. You know what I'm saying? You got these wicked camps are just pathetic. Then you got these fools, these foolish people come back and say all kind of comments against you, don't understand the truth. They following these men, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you following these men. You know what I'm saying? Right? Putting these dang men on a doggone pedestal. Man, these people ain't nothing but some doggone flesh, man. You know, that that corrupts and stinks. You gonna put all your cars in a dude? This is Galatians 1. A woman or whoever you put your trust in. So this is Galatians chapter 1 and 10. It says, "For do I not persuade men or Yahweh? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Mashiach Yahushua." If you try to please these men, you should see these dudes running around in these camps, trying to please these dudes. I'm like, look at this, man. What is wrong with you, man? You running around, man, trying to please this dude. The hell with that dude, man. What? If that dude ain't Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, focused, you know what I'm saying? The heck with him, right? So, we don't put anybody on a pedestal. You put Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, they're the standard, not no person, okay? So I pray, that this was edifying to Israel, and if you're being cut by this, you need to check yourself, right? Come back to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, because we see how Yahweh is speeding this thing up. Man, look how fast this time is going. Time is going so fast. So Yahweh is giving us the opportunity, to come back to him in spirit and the truth. Quit playing, Israel. Damn game, right? So once again, I'm going to face to the east of our hometown of Jerusalem and give all glory, all honor, all praises to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.